welcome to It's Your Future, the talk show that takes a look at the lives and careers of successful individuals in our community. I'm your host, Ada Harden, and today our guest is Joe Villarreal from the HEB food store. We also have joining with us two students from Johnston High School, Michael Hans and Laura Sands. Michael and Laura will be my host or co-host for this particular show. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank you.
It's good to see you.
It's good to be here.
We had such a wonderful time down at HEB the other day, and it's so great to have Joe with us on the set. And I know that you probably have some more questions that you may want to ask him. Would you like to do that at this time?
Certainly.
Great. Go ahead.
We've looked a lot at what you do for a living, but what about yourself? What makes you tick? Tell us a little about your family life and where you grew up.
Well, I grew up in the Rio Grande Valley down in South Texas. I'm married. I've been married for 15 years. I've got 3 boys. The oldest is 13. I've got a degree in pharmacy, and I was a pharmacist for the first 15 years of my career. And from then I moved into the management end of it, and that's where I am today.
Okay, and I have a question. What made you want to be a manager?
The grocery industry is such a dynamic industry. There's so much that has changed in the industry from the way it used to be. Computers play a big role. Mass merchandising plays a big role. Pharmacy is just one small department now of the store. There's a lot of more interesting things going on besides pharmacy, and the entire grocery store offered me a better opportunity too to get involved even more so in the community than we had been as a pharmacist.
I think we'd ought to go now and look at some of the video that we took while we were there at HEB. Is that okay?
Hello, my name is Dan Kara. I'm the store director at this store. My job is to basically make sure the store runs on an even keel. The grocery business and this store in general is very much a part of the community. We pride ourselves in being very much community oriented, and part of that means giving the customers what they want when they come in the store. We like to make sure that they're well satisfied and they're taken care of. I personally believe a good manager needs to be a hands-on type of manager, and that's my philosophy. I enjoy being out there with the other partners doing their jobs. If it means wrapping meat and putting it out on the shelves in the market, or stocking something in produce, or taking care of the customers up front, that's my job and that's where I need to be.
Hi, my name is Joe Villarreal. I'm an assistant store director here for the HEB store at 2701 East 7th in Austin, Texas. As a grocery store, our main business is to service people. We service the customers with all the foodstuffs they need for their daily existence. We furnish them with things they don't need, like decorations for Christmas, etc. We're also a service company to our employees, and the job of the assistant store director and store director is also to make sure that his employees have the best working conditions that can be offered by a job. Some of the things we do include ordering merchandise, making sure stock levels are full, anticipating the demand that is increased during holiday season, anticipating demand not only in sales, but in the number of employees we'll have to have at our job site to handle the number of people that come in. It's an interesting job. It's definitely a people skills job. You work with people, you work for people, and you just help people. We employ a lot of students at our store, and the students learn early in life what it is to service other people.
What we're going to do first is just do a store tour. Coming out of my office, the first department we come to is the dairy department. If you'll go into this department, you'll see we set it up like a little drugstore, just like you would walk into a pharmacy. And you have a separate little area where the pharmacist can come out and actually take care of you. This is just the way that we set it up to explain to you guys that HEB is trying to become a part of the community. We just want the community to adopt us. We do things to encourage them to come in. It's real important. You'll go into different HEBs or different grocery stores throughout, and you'll see things are done differently in each store. If you wonder why, that's exactly why. Because the grocery experience is something that should be very, very comfortable. You should feel very, very at ease there. And if you'll do a lot of subtle things happen, just so you'll be a good shopper there. This is a place that's real close to me. I was here for 1.5 years as a pharmacy manager. I was a pharmacist working for HEB for the past 4 years when I was asked to step out and become assistant store director at this store. Any job that y'all get, and you have to know this from point one, can be whatever you make of it. It can be as confining as you want it, or it can be as expansive as you want it. Our current pharmacy manager is David Godinez.
Yes, my name is David Godinez. I'm the pharmacy manager. And as far as being a pharmacist, you're kind of an in-between person between the doctor and a nurse. And a lot of problems come up that they feel more comfortable coming to the pharmacist instead of the doctor. And you could be a psychologist one day, and the next day it's minor first aid. And sometimes you come up with situations where it's something really serious, and they don't even realize how serious it is. And the pharmacist is there as to plug in and be a part of that team between the doctor and the nurse. As far as pharmacy as a career, when I was looking into it, I was seeing what was out there available for the person, how many years it took to get that degree, and what was in demand. And if the job was going to be in demand, it was going to be there. And then you say the next step would be whether you're going to like that position if you went for that degree. And it's if the job is there and the demand is there, but you don't really care for the job, then you shouldn't go for that kind of job. You should go for something that it's going to be in demand, it's going to be out there when you go to college, and you're going to enjoy your job. That's how I chose my profession in pharmacy.
Okay, this is our bakery department. We have self-service the part of it over there. We have prepackaged that's made from scratch. We have specialty cakes. We try to do everything that the neighborhood allows and that the neighborhood will buy. It's a fun department. It's a fattening department. It's one of the best reasons I know to work in a grocery store.
Hi, I'm Peggy Cox, the bakery manager here on East 7th Street. And here in our bakery, we do a lot of pastries and Mexican breads for our community. As you can see, we have lots of variety of cakes and cupcakes and Jello pudding and stuff like that. We have a variety of stuff, but basically we cater to the community. We have lots of Mexican pastries that we make from scratch here in the store. It's not frozen. It comes, I mean, we make it from the flour, the sugar, and the shortening. We put everything together. And we have basically one baker who does a lot of this work, and he's very, very good. He's very, very proud of his work.
What type of training did you go through? I mean, did you just go to school or something to learn the decorating? And
okay, a lot of this is on-the-job training. We come in here, we train people, I work with them and teach them all the basics, and then when I feel that they're able, I go ahead and start working on them more, and each time they'll learn from clerking to bagging to cleaning up, and then we'll teach them on baking stuff. This way, this promotes them. It gives them the opportunity to become maybe even a bakery manager, you know, the more they learn. And it is basically, you have to watch what you're doing and watch others. That way you can learn faster.
Okay, like I said earlier, service is the name of the game here at the grocery store. This is what we call our service center. We do everything from selling money orders. Customers can pay their telephone bills. In this area, most importantly, they can come and cash their monthly checks. This is an area of a lot of Social Security. That, like I said, this was one of the oldest neighborhoods in Austin. A lot of these people are retired. A lot of them are on assistance programs for the elderly. The first week of the month at this store in particular is very, very important to us because they come in, they cash their checks, and they buy groceries here with us. And this, of course, is the most important part of our operation. This is where we actually service the customer as he leaves the store. This is where all the profits are made or lost. And this is the most important department in the store. Okay, this is our produce department. This is the way a lot of stores are judged. How green, how fresh looking the produce really makes an impression on them. We're real proud of our produce department, and this is our produce manager, Rick.
My name's Rick Stanfield, and I'm responsible for ordering, receiving the product. I'm responsible for a lot of different areas in the store, in the department, culling, sanitation, keeping the department full and fresh, and rotating, and generally keeping everything looking good and having a good eye appeal to everything.
Is this part of the produce section computerized in any way?
Yes, it is. Each item has a produce lookup number, and each item has a code for it, and when the checker receives the product through the front, they key in the produce lookup code in the computer, and which gives the price over the register.
Okay, the other department that's real important to keep fresh looking and good looking is the meat department. A customer comes in and buys meat, and produce and builds around that for a meal. So this is another one of our perishable departments. I didn't touch on that before, but perishable departments are departments where the goods that we have will actually spoil if we don't constantly turn them. The produce manager mentioned culling. That means taking old product out, replacing it with new product. That's what that means. This is our market manager, Joe Nuncio, and he knows, he's been in a long time, and he really does a good job for us.
My name is Joe Nuncio. I'm the meat department manager for HEB. And we'd like to invite you all over to look at where we do all the cutting. This is our meat cutting department. We have Clifford Scale. He's one of the meat cutters. We have the saw department, where they cut the meat. We got 1 or 2 saws. And this is the wrapping stands where our meat wrappers do all the wrapping. Our scales, all this is automatic. We just wrap it, put it in there, and then put all the labels. Exact, that's the computer is down to the very minimum ounces and everything. Not too many mistakes are made on there.
How often do you get the meat in?
We get deliveries 5 times a week, and the warehouse in San Antonio produce the merchandise every day, 24 hours a day.
Okay, what we've been walking through as we pass through all departments is the largest department of the store. It's the grocery department. We have our grocery manager here, Homer Ochoa.
I'm Homer Ochoa. I'm the grocery manager here at HEB. I'm in charge of the largest department here at the store. We have several different areas. We have dairy department, frozen food department, ice cream department, tortilla and bread department. I have 13 employees under me, which I supervise. My job is to keep back displays full, front displays full with merchandise on ad, merchandise that goes with the seasonal of the year, summer, 4th of July, Christmas.
How often do you stock things? I mean, you look on the shelves and everything always seems to be fully stocked.
We stock our shelves 5 nights a week. We get trucks in the afternoons and we work them 10 at night till 6:30 in the morning. Makes it easier for the employees to stock it where no customers get in the way. Dairy department, frozen food, we stock that during the day. We get 5 trucks in dairy and we get 3 trucks in frozen food. And it's all worked early in the morning before we get customers inside the store.
The largest number of employees we have are concentrated in what we call the service department. It includes the cashiers, the carryouts, the people that make the schedules, and we have one person over it, and we call him the service manager. Our service manager here is Susie Cuella.
Each person is different, and they all need different needs and stuff, and I just try to meet everybody's needs. That's basically what it is. Okay. Taking care of customers.
And how long have you been doing this?
5 months.
5 months?
But I've been with the company for 7 years.
Oh, really?
So.
And you didn't start out there?
No, sure didn't. No. I worked my way up. I was a checker, and I've gone around different departments in the store. Basically deal with all the students, and I deal with all the teachers, making sure that with all these programs that we have going in our store, making sure that all the paperwork is taken care of, making sure that the feedback is given back to the teacher, as well as the students doing a good job as well as not doing a good job, and basically filling out their evaluation forms and sort of feedback to the teachers.
This is the last department that we have. It's called the General Merchandise Department. General merchandise basically means non-edible things. All these items are taxable, and this is basically the department that made a grocery store into a supermarket. You find a lot more than foodstuffs now. You can find decorations for Christmas. You can find cooking utensils, that sort of thing. This is the place that changes with the seasons. This is the funnest place of the store, to see the transformations into Christmas and that sort of thing. James Prokosky does an outstanding job for us. He's our GM manager.
I'm James Prokosky, GM manager, Austin #1, and as he said, we sometimes have to come in here and change this almost overnight from season to season. One of my main jobs is to see that the merchandise comes in, is sold, and gets out in a timely manner, because day after Christmas, this is no longer fresh merchandise. We have to judge 2 weeks, 3 weeks ahead of time how we're selling, and we have to go ahead and start taking markdowns. We have to move it out by the end of Christmas, and then immediately we go into the next season, which is lawn and garden and and items like that, and we have to totally change it out, fill it back up, and then go through that season. When that's over with, we go through another season. It's just year after year after year.
Gee, that was a lot of fun. I had so much fun down there. I didn't know that there were so many things that do actually take place in a grocery store. How about you? What do you think,
Definitely,
Mike?
there's so much more to it than you normally see when you just go in for a bag of chips or something like that. I was wondering, who does the ordering for the stores? You have so many different kinds of products. Who decides what goes where?
Well, you met the department managers, and that's basically the chain of command that we follow. I think in the grocery department, the grocery manager, Homer, mentioned that there were several sub-departments under his, and he usually puts one person in charge of each department who monitors the amount of product that is sold, and it is replaced on a as-sold basis. Normally, for seasons such as turkeys for Christmas and Thanksgiving or toys for Christmas and GM, all that is based on prior experience, what you sold a year before during the season, and they order to anticipate the demand. So each department manager, in answer to your question, either orders or assigns somebody to make that order.
What is the criteria for being a manager there at HEB?
I guess there are two ways of doing it. One, and you met a couple of managers that worked their way up. They started as a courtesy clerk, went to checker. As their training increased, they were promoted. And over a period of years, they became qualified in the industry by the School of Hard Knocks, if you will, to become a manager. Then the other way is there's a lot of business schools that are offering specific courses in grocery store management. Some will be produce management, meat management, distribution, sales, all that sort of thing. We as a company have a program where an employee that wants to better themselves, wants to go into management, can take their college through two different ways. One, through correspondence courses, which the company reimburses the partner for after they complete the course. And the other is to get into a college where we help defray some of the tuition costs.
We're going to take a break right now. Don't go away. Joe's going to be with us in a moment. We'll be right back.
People from all over the world come to Texas.
Bonjour, partner.
To see the majesty of Big Bend.
Konnichiwa, cowboy.
Or to sun on over 600 miles of Texas beaches.
Buongiorno, Texas.
To sample our cuisines.
G'day, neighbor.
Or just to have a good time.
Guten Tag, cowpoke.
Now, if the whole world is coming to Texas, imagine how easy it'd be for someone who speaks the language.
Hey, y'all.
Head for Texas. It's like a whole other country.
We're back with Carol Wright from Johnston High School with us on the set. And this time we're going to focus on some of the special programs that are going on at HEB. And I do know that we have quite a few of them down there. And I think Laura may have a question at this time. Do you, Laura?
Yes,
okay.
I do. I was wondering, who started the programs and exactly how did they come about there at HEB?
We were really challenged this year by the company board of directors to get our HEBs back to where the mom and pop grocery store used to be. That really good community service, that really good taking care of your family, that knowing the customer when he walks in. We adopted 9 elementary schools because elementary school children means families, and HEB loves families. We have programs to get our kids that don't have their high school diplomas. We have a program with the Austin Community College there at the store where we're getting our kids their diplomas. We care about our people, and we're challenged to spread that caring as much as we can.
I think that's so great, too, because we've worked together a lot, you and I have, and on a number of different occasions we've gone out into the schools and made presentations to parents and to students and what have you, administrators, on the drug program that you all have, that I know it's an excellent program that we've done. You've done a number of things with your dropout prevention type programs that you developed, those kinds of things. We're going to go look at some of the video on some of those activities at this time, and we'll be right back.
Part of our community service that we have at the store is really getting involved in the community. The Texas School for the Deaf came to us with a problem with some of their children. They wanted to get hands-on job training at some different aspects of what the grocery industry is all about. And here we have children that are between the ages of 12 and 15 that know nothing but sign language, can barely lip read, wanting to work in the grocery store. They come to us twice a week, and during that time they spend some of their time cleaning and at least 2 to 4 hours of their time here a week stocking shelves. They spend other time during the week doing other things like stocking spices or candy or putting returns back on the shelf, and those are items that people decided they didn't want when they got to the check stand. So I think our small part here working with these children will be to help them feel more comfortable in the future and learn something that will be of value to them no matter where they go working in their careers.
This is one of our deaf students. This is Terrell. He comes from the State School for the Deaf, and part of his program here is to cull the fruit. He's preparing the onions for sale by the consumer. These guys started off not knowing anything. They came here, and Steve here is one of the teachers is helping out with him.
Well, they started the program about 3 weeks ago, and Terrell, we have 4 kids that come in our classroom that come in twice a week on Tuesdays and Thursdays. They have a variety of jobs that they do here. HEB staff have been really flexible with the areas that they're going to teach them and let them work in. They work in the fruits and vegetable department, and then they work with the candy sometimes. They do the bread department, and they clean a little bit. So they have a variety of jobs that they can do.
And you have 4?
Yeah, we have 4 kids. We divide them up into like 2 groups, and they start learning skills at such a young age right now. Then by the time that they're ready to graduate, they should be pretty ready and skilled enough to get a job at maybe an HEB or some kind of job in the community, so that future maybe they can be independent.
Hi, my name is Sharon from the Texas School for the Deaf, and this is my student Winky Price. We started working here about 3 weeks ago, and we've been really enjoying it. It's a wonderful experience. They have a work training program in school, but doesn't compare to HEB's work training program. I want to show the people how you can communicate with hearing people here. What's your name? Good. Javier has learned that sign language with hearing people doesn't work very good. So he knows that you're hearing people, so he'll show you his name rather than signing it. HEB at work, he said. He is a skilled worker all over. He prefers to be skilled.
One of the things that we're finding here in our community is that we need to become more involved in our school districts. And Austin has a very strong adopt-a-school program. We were so excited about it that at this store we adopted 9 elementary schools in our area. And we assist them on different fundraisers, supporting them for different programs that they have coming on or presentations that they make within their school. We have been working closely with Zavala Elementary to lower their absenteeism rate. And since we've started on a program of offering different prizes every month for the kids to show up on time, their absenteeism has dropped by 25%. And that's a significant impact for the community, we feel, and it helps the schools out and it helps the teachers out, having the children there ready to learn. And in the end, it will help the community.
Another thing we're doing to, again, improve the quality of life for those people that work for us, those people that live around us, we have linked together with Dr. Gonzalo Garza and his Zenith program, which is a night high school program, that allows students, for whatever reasons, that have to drop out of school, it allows them a second chance to stay within the school district by going to night high school. The only one of the prerequisites for going to this night school class is that they have another job during the day. We're offering them that job.
We in the grocery industry traditionally hire a lot of high school students. When school starts, we have trouble filling the day positions. This fit into our plans perfectly. 1, we got motivated kids, and 2, we got day workers that are, extremely good for us. Jesse and Erica are 2 of the people that we have. We want to talk to them here today.
Okay, and you're in the Zenith program here at HEB. Is this your first year in this particular program?
No, this is my second year.
Oh, the second year.
Yeah.
What is your classification?
What
grade are you?
Oh, I'm in 12th grade.
12th grade, okay. And Erica?
This is my first year, and I'm classified as a senior this year.
And what are some of your responsibilities here? What do you do?
Everyone here starts out as a courtesy clerk, and then we work our way up to the cashier. And I've been here, this is my 3rd week, so I'm still
working as a courtesy clerk.
Oh, that's wonderful. How long is the program, though? I mean, how many months or weeks? Yes.
Well, really, it depends. It depends on how many credits you start in the Zenith program with. And so that depends, and it depends on how you work, how fast you work, and so really, you can work at your own pace, self-paced.
Do you consider this a great opportunity?
Yes, I do.
Why?
Because if it wasn't for this, then I'd have to go an extra year of school, and I'll be getting out in December, January of this year.
You get out a lot faster than your other class.
Well, I think that's wonderful. Thank you so very, very much. We appreciate talking to you. Thanks.
It's this very type of thing that a grocery store can do. It can impact a community by impacting its employees, by impacting the families and the schools that live around it. And we're dedicated to it. It's fun, it's challenging, and it's a good opportunity for everybody involved.
That was absolutely wonderful. It really was, and I'm really impressed with what goes on at HEB and all the stores and all the programs that you've got going down there. Carol, what do you think?
I think it's really wonderful. From looking at the clip, you can really see how uniquely HEB is involved in the community. And I'd really like to know what impact do you feel these community activities will have on the success of your store?
Initially, and we got a payback right away with the night school program that we have. We have motivated employees. The people that are in our night school at the ACC, the GED program that we have, are very happy to be able to get the opportunity to further their education. So therefore, it makes them very happy workers. When you look at the program we have with the Zenith high school kids, I explained that once before, we didn't have day workers up to the par that we wanted to. Now we do, because we have ambitious young people. As far as the community goes, I think you walked through the store and you saw the pictures of the elementary school activities that we have. That brings in the families, and families buy groceries. And that's what it's all about. We're taking care of them, they're taking care of us, and we're all having a good time doing it.
I think that was so absolutely wonderful. I had such a great time down there at the store, and I'm just floored with what is going on, how HEB is actually communicating with the community, putting the community into the store, and using the students from the various programs and various places, and the students from the deaf school stole my heart. They were absolutely wonderful. I enjoyed it so very, very much, and I want to remind my students out there that whatever career it is that you want to pursue, it's going to be hard work sometimes, but it's worth it because it's your future. Thank you.